Hello everyone, and welcome to Keith Hunts Coins. Today we're going to do something a little bit different. Instead of hunting coins, I'm going to show you my coin collection, or at least what I have so far. I've gotten a couple questions from people wanting to see what I have and talk a little bit about that, so I figured this was a good time to do it. So the first thing is really the first piece of my coin collection that I ever had, which is this right here. It's a 1923 silver peace dollar. The woman here is supposed to be a representation of peace, and it was designed after the end of World War I as kind of a commemoration of that. There's a nice eagle on the reverse. So this was the first coin I guess I ever got. The story is that my grandfather, my mother's father, he collected silver dollars, and I know he collected buffalo nickels as well, and he may have done some other things, but those are the only two that I know for sure. And what he did was, whenever one of his grandchildren were born, is he gave them a silver dollar. And supposedly he gave them a silver dollar where the last two numbers of the year matched up with the year that the grandchildren were born in. So if somebody was born in 1983, then he would try to give them a 1983 dollar. Now, 1923 doesn't match up with my birthday. Supposedly he didn't have one that matched with mine, so he went with this one, which was his birth year, 1923. So that was pretty nice. This is I'm considering kind of a family heirloom, and it's something that I'm going to hold on to forever. You may notice right here kind of a silver streak under her neck, and you'll see it again here too. It's a little harder to see here, but there's a little extra silver right there. In my younger days, before I knew you were not supposed to clean coins, I took a pencil eraser and tried to clean it up a little bit because it just was looking a little bit dingy. And I mean, it's in pretty good shape. It's just got a little bit of a patina to it over the almost 100 years it's been around. So that's really where my coin collection started, and it's still my favorite piece, I think. Next to it is a Eisenhower dollar. It is a bicentennial dollar in honor of the 200th birthday of the United States. It's just a clad dollar, so it has no silver content, but that's okay. You don't really see these too much, or at least I don't see these too much out in the world. So I don't remember where I got it, but it's a nice little thing to have in the collection. So I'll hold on to it. Next up, here are some half dollars that I've added to my collection. So this one I found in a hunt. It's just a 1971. It's clad, no silver content, but it was in really nice shape. It's got really good luster to it, so I thought I'd hold on to it and add it into the collection. And then I've got a stack here of a bunch of NIFC. So that is not intended for circulation. I think there's a 2011, 2007, and all the rest are 2006s that I found. So they're mostly in nice shape. So I'll just hold on to them for now. Over here, I've got a few quarters that I've kept. I'm not really looking to do much with a quarter collection just yet. My focus has been on pennies and then maybe a few other things, but some of these were just really in nice shape when I found them. Got a really nice shine to them, so I thought I'd hold on to them, and maybe one day if I get an album, I'll go ahead and add those in. I did hold on to, let's see, this one here, which is a bicentennial quarter. They're pretty common. There were a lot of these made, but I didn't have one, so I thought I'd just hold on to it. And then, let's see. Yeah, a really nice 2003. And this was a 2019. That was a 2020. And then this one here is the, sorry, the camera will focus. It's the Northern Mariana Islands design, made in 2009. And I've mentioned in previous videos, all the 2009 coins from any denomination are very low mintage, so I'm holding on to those when I find them. Next over here are my dimes that I've held on to. I don't have many of those, kind of like with the quarters. I'm not really looking to do a dime collection just as of yet, but I did hold on to a few of them. This one is another 2009, which, as I just said, is low mintage, so I'm going to hold on to those. And then here I've got a stack of 1965s and then a stack of 1967. A little surprised I never have found a 1966 just yet, but I'm holding on to these just in case I start an album, and then I can decide which ones I like best once I start building it out. And then that one there is just a 1975. It's a good year, so I kept it. And then this one up here is a Mercury dime. It's a 1944D. It's in pretty decent shape. It's a little bit worn around the edges, but it's the only one I've got from then. It's 90% silver, and I actually just found it in some pocket change. Just got it from a store one day. So I put it in here mainly so I could remember the date, because the date gets a little bit hard to see since that edge is a little worn. Up in here, I've got my nickels. And even though I don't have an album for those yet, and I probably shouldn't get one, I decided to hold on to some older ones. Down here is just a few from the 60s. But up here, I've got some from the 40s and earlier. This one here is one of my favorites. It's a Buffalo nickel, and the date on it is really, really hard to see. It's really worn down, but when I look at it under the loupe and kind of hold it at the right angle and take a nice close look at it, I am certain that it's a 1923. So, and the back side is pretty worn. But yeah, there you go. But it's a nice coin. It's one of my favorite coins. I just really like the design a lot. I think it's pretty interesting and a nice little addition for the collection. This one also was found in some pocket change just within the last couple of years. And then here we've got a 1940. It's just a typical Jefferson Memorial nickel, but from 1940, and I thought it was pretty cool. And this is a 1941. This one here is actually from 1943, and it is a war nickel. Now they call it a war nickel because back during World War II, there was a shortage of nickel, and they needed it for the war effort, so they started supplementing nickels with silver. So this coin is 35% silver, and you know that from the dates, but also, if it will focus properly, you can see right above the dome on Monticello is a P. That's the mint mark, showing this was minted in Philadelphia. And only the nickels that have silver content have the mint mark above the dome. And it was only done for a few years, and then the rest of them have it in the traditional spot. I think this one has it. You probably can't see it, but it'll be right on the side of Monticello. There you go. Kind of. Yeah, it's hard to see, but it's right there. So those are my nickels that I have. And then pennies, I've got a few foreigns, So I've got 4 Canadians here, a 1944 and a 46. These are the King George VI coins that I found coin roll hunting. I was thinking I might get an album for these. These are pretty cool. I'm kind of liking the King George VI stuff. All right, that was upside down. And then the next two are Queen Elizabeth II. And then this last one is the 2-cent euro that I found recently. Okay, so I cleared out the other stuff, and this is what's left of my penny collection. This is the bulk of the collection, I think, and some pretty cool stuff in here. First up is an 1893 Indian head penny, and as you can see on there, it was my first epic find, and I was pretty excited about that. Although technically my wife did find it, since she opened the roll and was like, "Hey, this looks kind of old." So. But yeah, this is one of my favorites. This is really cool. Happy with that. This one here, as you can see, I won on a giveaway from Rob Finds Treasure. It's a 1909 VDB cent, and it's going to be too hard to see, but down in the bottom, in between the wheat stalks, are the designer's initial of VDB. I guess there was kind of an uproar that the initials were on there, so the mint decided to take them off because people were not happy, despite the fact that every coin out there had designer's initials on them for a very long time. All right, so this is the 1909 to 1940 book. I don't have a ton in here. So from coin roll hunting, I did find a 1918, so I got 1 on that page. And over here, these 3, this 1921, 1923, and a 1924, were actually 3 pennies that were from my mom after she passed away. I think she and my stepdad did a little bit of coin collecting, not a whole lot. But they did pick up a few here and there, and these are 3 of them that they had gotten together. So I went ahead and put them in this book. And then, of course, I have a 1930 down there. And then on this page, I've got a few more 1935S, 1939, a 1939S, and a 1940. So this book is a little bit light, but that's okay. There's more hunting to do. And this is the 1941 to 1974, and I've had a little better success with this. So quite a few on this page. One of the more interesting finds is this 1943 steel penny, which is in decent shape. It's not great, but it's pretty cool. And then a few more from the 40s. And on the next page, it's mostly 50s and a few 60s. Got a few spots up here to fill in the 50s, and a few nice pieces here. This 1960 still has some luster to it, and especially this 1962 looks pretty nice, and they're in pretty decent shape. And then the next page finishes it up, and there's some really nice pieces here too. This 1963D is in pretty nice shape with a good luster, and I'm just missing a 1969. I'm guessing a lot of people kept that because of the moon landing and maybe put them away somewhere. I would have expected to have seen one of those by now, but that's okay. Like I said, there's more hunting to do. And then these are just some extras that I decided to keep for one reason or another. And this one on the end here, I don't think it'll show up too well on the camera, but it's got odd kind of gold toning to it. It doesn't really look coppery, like the red coppery color, and it doesn't really look like it's been cleaned either. I'm wondering if maybe somebody had tried to plate it or do something else with it. But it was kind of interesting. I thought it was cool looking, so decided to put it in there and keep it. So that is my coin collection, and I think what I'll do is maybe this time next year kind of do a follow-up and see what other additions have been made into the collection. So if you enjoyed the video, I would appreciate a thumbs up, and if you'd like to subscribe to see more videos, I would appreciate it. And please comment below, leave your thoughts about the collection, and let me know the things that you like to look for your own collection. And I'll see you next time. Thanks.